Welcome to the Troma Basement.
Troma Basement, Ben Miller, audience. Hello.
Later, movie. Now, Alexander Armstrong, hello.
Miss Troma, hi. Later, ouch.
Well, coming up on the show, everything you might ever have wanted from a world where things like this happen. And this.
Every angle you might wish on a world whose godhead speaks like this.
What?
And this.
Are we ever going to start this show? What's going on? When's that movie going to start? Hey!
He's right. He's there. We went on and we had like vodka slammers. And
You're in such a state.
gutted.
Absolute state.
Hello.
Hello,
Good evening.
Lloyd Kaufman talks about new Troma flick to be shot in England.
No news is good news. Not if you're running a newsroom. That report coming up soon.
All of it in Troma News now. Good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening. News is just breaking that Lloyd Kaufman, head of Troma, is about to give the go-ahead for a Troma movie to be filmed in England.
Called Romeo and Juliet, a pun on the famous Shakespeare play Romeo and Juliet. The film is to start shooting in late summer 1996. Troma News bring you this live report, direct from the Cannes Film Festival. Lloyd, tell us about this new film. I believe it's called Romeo and Juliet.
Well, Troma's new film, Romeo and Juliet, has got all the kinky sex, car crashes, and dismemberment that Shakespeare always wanted but never got.
Tell us a bit about the story.
We don't have no stinking plots in Tromaville. Stories are for wussies.
Lloyd, what do you think Shakespeare would have thought?
I am hung like a baguette, so I guess he'd be extremely impressed.
Lloyd Kaufman, head of Troma, live in Cannes.
Now, we've got to own up. There's been a shortage of news this week in Tromaville. The news shortage reached critical late last night when absolutely nothing happened. No toxic storms, no vicious murders, no nothing. Insiders at Troma were concerned that if this goes on, soon there'd be nothing to go into the films.
That report, of course, completely untrue. Chopper Chicks have been taking to the streets of London, inspired by Troma masterpiece Chopper Chicks in Zombie Town. Miss Troma brings you this report, exclusive to Troma News.
Hello, you Chopper Chicks, you. Now, what do you think of these wonderful Harleys? Fabulous. They're rocking.
Biggest thing she's had between her legs.
Hey.
So, they can ride my chopper anytime.
I haven't got a chopper.
I'm going to get a chopper.
No, you're not.
If I got a chopper, they could ride... It's a joke. Here's the weather with Miss Troma.
Mostly mild during the evening with a few damp patches over there. An outlook for tomorrow, an overcast morning in most parts of the British Isles, brightening up though as the warm front crosses through southwestern Britain towards the middle of the afternoon. So, in summary, a dry night, brightening up tomorrow as the day goes on. Oh yes, and then a nuclear fission reactor is going to explode and kill us all stone dead. That's the weather.
Well, a few minutes to go before tonight's Troma film. Just time, in fact, for our regular and sickeningly popular feature, Gun to Her Head, where you, the Troma viewers, let us know what you would like to ask Miss Troma to do if you had, for example, a gun to her head. So, Ben, what's the gun we're going to be using this evening?
Let me just talk you through it. Tonight's gun is this, a child's cap gun. Not a lethal weapon, of course, and as a result, fairly readily available through newsagents and the like. Fiendishly simple in construction. This one, more or less a small-scale replica of the Colt 45. 6 rounds of so-called caps in the chamber. There's actually no safety catch. And activation of the trigger here. Shoo! Oh! I think that is incredibly dangerous, actually. I mean, I think if we're going to have real... I mean, I think that is just... I'm actually going to write in and complain. Miss Troma, you better pick a winner.
Thank you. Well, the winner is... It's a Dr. Anne Lawson of Maples, Hampton in the Thames Valley, and she would like to see Miss Troma escape from a full arm lock. So, Ben, if you'd like to do the honours.
Gladly. Miss Troma, with a gun to your head, please Be ever so careful, but will you play?
You took me into it.
Excellent. In that case, Miss Troma, forfend that monster! Wonderful, really. And remember, the address to write to if you'd like to put a gun to her head is, as always, on a postcard or sealed envelope to Troma Basement, 9 to 13 Grape Street, London, WC2H 8DR.
Well, tonight's Troma movie now stupidly close. So time for another one of our Troma Basement disco discussions.
I think Sergeant Kabuki Man as a vehicle is a very good one because we have here a representation of the truly old, the dignified, in the Kabuki Man representation.
Yep.
He works in New York, which is probably the world's most modern city. So we have here something that is a confrontation of of the terribly old and the terribly new. Terribly old and the terribly new. I think if you look at something like nymphoid barbarians, what I'm thinking, the context of...
Not listening.
What are you doing? I'm trying to talk, and you're just going and saying you're not listening. Why?
Just stop it, you two, all right?
But, Miss Troma, you're beautiful.
Well, as you know, here on the Troma Basement, we like to watch a Troma film in style.
That's right. Well, tonight's rules, you might want to join us at home. Nipavuzo for a ridiculous foreign accent. What else have we got here? Digestive biscuit for... Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. That's the last time. You're pushing me too far. For a continuity error. And let's see, yeah, small candid sweet, no specific brand, of course, for, I don't know, sexual passion. Enjoy! Right.
Oh, all right.